Hi, welcome. I'm Dr. Pat Averbeck. I'm a mathematics faculty here at Edmonds College. And so what I'd like to do is talk to you about and share some information about the mathematics program that we have and the classes that we offer. If you're looking for additional information, I do have a link right here at the bottom of the page, bottom of the screen here, and so you can access that information. Now here's the chart for our math program. And so there's a lot of numbers here, a lot of boxes here, a lot of arrows and things. It's kind of looking like one of those exchange on the freeway with all the X's on the off-ramps and kinds of things like that. And so hopefully I'll try and see if I can break this apart and make some sense about it. Okay. Going from one level to the next level, if you're rising above these, you need a 2.0 or higher in order to get to the next level course. And so 2.0 is the grading scheme that we have. We use a 4-point grading scheme at the college. And so 0 to 4.0. And so we need a 2.0 to advance to the next level. Unless for some special situations here, going from Math 87 here to Math 146 or Math 140, you see a 2.5 here. And then we have these other alternatives, these other pathways. And so those need to be a 3.0 in order to use and access those ones. And I'll talk about those classes in just a moment. Okay, so what we're looking at here is I want to break this up into basically 4 main sections with the additional ideas of these green ones. Okay, so the first level that I'm looking at here are these kind of brownish boxes here. That's Math 77, 87, and 97. Those are numbered less than 100, so those are called pre-college classes. These are our classes very similar to what you have seen in high school, Algebra 1, Algebra 2, those type of classes. So I just want to, that's our first level. And then for classes that are 100 and higher, those are what we call college level courses. Those are the courses that can transfer to the universities. Okay, so anything less than 100, you're not going to be able to transfer those to the university. So everything to transfer, if you're a transfer student, it's going to a 4-year university, you want to make sure that you're doing a 100 level course to be able to transfer. Okay, so now with that, we have a category here of Math for Liberal Arts. It's Math 107. It's a course that it was developed for programs that did not need a lot of math. They don't need a lot of algebra skills. So many programs require a math course to graduate. And so this is our Math for Liberal Arts. It's a nice math. It's basically a math that we can use in real life, the context. And so the categories that we look at. So a lot of cool content in that class for majors that don't need a lot of additional maths. Then we have another category here, so our statistics class. That's a class that's geared towards psychology majors, social sciences, some of the health programs. And so that's a course, it's a wonderful course, statistics. And so it's used for majors who don't necessarily need a lot of algebra skills, but love to have that stats background. Then we get into our third category right here. This is the Math for Business Transfer. So these are the two courses, the pre-calculus and calculus course that was developed for business people. So they don't need to know all that theorems and those proofs and stuff that math people do. And so that was developed for them within the state of Washington. So this is a very popular class for our business transfer. Just a side note, you business people, you will also need the Math 146 as well. So you business transfer people will most likely need these 3 classes. Then for the STEM majors, you're talking about engineers, your physics, your chemistry, your biology. These are the sequence of courses that you need. Now, not all of the majors need all of these classes. Our 141, 142 are pre-calculus sequence, and then 151, 52, 53, and 254 are a calculus sequence. Some majors stop at 152 or at 151. So that's really a variation right there. And then we've got our higher level 2 math courses right there. So our math program does a lot of different things for a variety of programs and certificates across the campus. So when you're picking your math course, I highly recommend that you make sure you know your major and your program. Each major and program should have a planning sheet. So you want to check that planning sheet before you pick your class. Because, it would be terrible if all of a sudden you took 107 and then all of a sudden you found out later on that for your program you needed Math 146. So we don't want you to waste your time or your money, but in order to do that, you really do want to check your major and your program to see which math course that you need, because not everybody needs to take every single math course here. Okay, so that's the key. We don't want to we want you to go in the right direction and doing the courses that you need right away. Now, for those people who are transferring, our 100 level courses within the state of Washington, the universities in Washington, we've already made agreements. We've had discussions about what our classes include, and so they are aware of what each of our classes are, and they have accepted it. So we've already made that conversation. Now, if you're going to a university outside of the state of Washington, oh my goodness, there is no conversation that has been already had. There's no agreements developed yet. So you want to check with your university. Find out what math course they require and within their program as well. And so you want to check that out beforehand before you take a math course with us. So if you're going to a university outside of the state of Washington, you really do want to check and make sure and confirm. Now, most likely, I don't see any problems, but you do want to make sure that you're not wasting your time or your money. Okay, so that's my advice there is just get that information about your program and to where you're going to transfer if you're a transfer student. So just want to remind you the key points whenever you're taking a math class, because there's so much to offer, the different categories that we have for our different programs across the campus. You really want to know your major or the program you're using. You want to check out that planning sheet that they have. Check it out. Check out the planning sheet, and then also know your university, know where you're going to, because you want to make sure that the class that you're taking is the class that will be used by the university, will be accepted by them, so that you're not wasting any time or money. So hopefully this was helpful. Thank you, and have a good day.